people when we know who they are. If you pleasantly surprise us, great. But this isn't surprising coming from Cam. It's just such a bad look. Like, it's kids talking. You're the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. Like, who cares? Gotta let it go.
Joy Taylor with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Okay, so this is the funniest thing I have heard in sports in quite some time. Let me get prepared for this. It's very funny. Enes Kanter plays for the New York Knicks. Enes Kanter said, quote, "We have a good chance to land LeBron James." That is funny. Enes Kanter said, "I'm working on it. I think just because it's New York, if he wins here, he's the greatest of all time, no question. He is the GOAT. I think we have a really, really good chance to get LeBron James." In 15 years of LeBron's career, the Knicks have made the playoffs in the East one time. New York's an amazing city. LeBron has even said, and I'll read you this quote, "If I could have 82 regular season games in the Garden, I would, because it's the mecca of basketball." But unfortunately, bad organizations are generally bad because the owner or the management is lousy. And James Dolan owns the Knicks, and he is the volcano of the NBA, ruining an otherwise beautiful and desirable destination. Nobody wants to play in New York, and it is an absolute shame because you know what? It is an incredible basketball city. Rucker Park, high school, AAU, St. John's, there is incredible history there. But that otherwise incredibly desirable location is ruined by Dolan the volcano. Nobody wants to be part of it. Nobody's interested whatsoever. And it's a bummer. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James have all said, it's my favorite road trip in the league. Yet Kevin Durant wouldn't take a meeting. He wouldn't take a meeting. And he met with some teams. Steve Kerr, Chris Bosh, LeBron, Chris Paul, LaMarcus Aldridge. It is America's. If it's the best way I can explain it is the New York Knicks net loss on what they could be and what they are is the worst in American sports. LeBron wouldn't even consider New York, which has, here's what's amazing about New York, and people forget. People think New York's a baseball city. But when the Yankees weren't good, Yankee Stadium was empty. When the Mets struggle, nobody goes to the Mets games. The Knicks have been irrelevant for 2 decades. You can't get a ticket to the New York Knicks. By the way, the Jets will have empty seats. They go into a 6-game tailspin, empty seats all over the third deck. The Giants will have empty seats. The Mets this year, empty seats. The Yankees in the 80s, nobody at the ballpark. The Knicks have been awful for 2 decades. You can't get a ticket to a Knicks game. It is not a baseball city. And it's a basketball city. Many of the great writers who have ever covered this game. The playgrounds are the best in the country. There's nothing like Rucker Park anywhere else. It is remarkable. In the entire 15 years of LeBron James, they've made the playoff once. By the way, they don't even treat their legends well. I mean, go ask Charles Oakley. They don't even treat their legends well. It is really an incredible shame. It is a remarkable basketball city. And when I lived back east, everybody told me, oh, it's a great baseball town. It's easy when the Yankees have 27, 28 world championships and all the biggest stars in the sport. I mean, is Oklahoma City a great basketball town? Well, they've had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, Kevin Durant. Is it a great basketball city? I doubt it. But when you're great always, it's easy to fill arenas. You know, for years and years and years, you know, people have said, well, you know, this city's great this and this city's great that. I'll tell you when you're great, when you can be abysmal for 2 decades and you still can't get a ticket. The minute the Florida Marlins weren't good, nobody goes to the games. When they were good, very few people went to the games. Like New York, bad, forever, can't get seats. LeBron won't sniff them. Kevin Durant wouldn't give him a meeting. Steve Kerr said no thanks. And they don't even treat their legends well. We love having him on the show. We don't often get him on the show, but Baron Davis, all-star, interesting cat, is joining us coming up next. Cybercrime is rough. Identity theft is brutal. Right now, identity theft is the #1 crime in America. Your personal info could get breached. Criminals can open accounts, file tax returns, buy property. There are so many threats in today's connected world. It takes one weak link for criminals to get in. Good thing new LifeLock Identity Theft Protection has added the power of Norton Security to protect against threats to your identity and your devices that you couldn't fix on your own. You just couldn't. Now, not everybody's going to stop cyber threats. You can't prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions to all businesses, but new LifeLock with Norton Security can uncover threats you wouldn't find. Real easy, too. Just go to LifeLock.com, code HERD. LifeLock.com, code HERD, or call 1-800-LifeLock. 1-800-LifeLock, mention the code HERD. Both instances, you will get 10% off your first year. LifeLock.
Hear that sizzle? Red Lobster's Lobster and Shrimp Summerfest is back with lobster and shrimp together in so many new ways, like new cedar plank seafood bake, roasted to perfection, or new Caribbean lobster and shrimp. But hurry in, Lobster and Shrimp Summerfest won't last.
Experience the 2018 Lexus NX and the NX Hybrid with a class-leading 31 mpg combined estimate.
Lease the 2018 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Could this party get any better?